What's up, guys? This is the second part of Group B of the twire analysis streams. This is a Twitch VOD of me going through the games, talking to Twitch chat, talking to some of the players in chat to figure out what they did wrong and what they did so well in the group stages. This weekend will be PCS7 Finals, so I'll be making more of these about the final games in the next week. Feel free to subscribe for that. And with no further ado, enjoy the video. I want to show this real quick. Is this the one? No. Yeah. All right, look at ends here. They're like coming in from the east on a circle that's basically extremely likely to or loss. And they just drive in from Minas. And they're like, hey, guys, there's nobody fucking anywhere. And they're just like free to hear. They see everything. And they're just like, well, all right. Free town for us, free access, free info. Anyways, we'll watch that later. This is mega luck. I mean, this is the Los Leones team not winning again, Nixie. Something's going wrong. Something's going wrong. I've never heard this song, but I like it. What's going on Spotify? It's not my playlist, is it? What, that is my playlist? Good zone for Wu. Kind of an awkward zone. Because you don't know if it's the Milta zone or if it's the North zone. You kind of want to be ready for both. Tommy, thanks for the follow. Unlucky, dude. This is more central than I'm used to seeing question mark play. This is actually interesting as well. I put the music too loud. Corexi sees ends here and they camp them out. Which is pretty damn unlucky of your ends, I feel like. Never gonna win someone if you copy someone? I don't know about that. I don't know about that, to be honest. Someone that is worse than you can be better than you at something, and if you copy it, you become better. And you don't, I feel like copying is not the play, but looking at other teams and learning from them, I think is really good. PUBG is literally a copy game. Yeah, I mean, that's why you're never first, Jimbo. Right? Unlucky, bro. Yeah, so phases, it's the guessing thing. It's the guessing thing where you don't know if it goes Milta Power or not, and then it just goes full heat Milta Power, and the whole server jumps in that cast. Why not entertain the mind? Ooh, that sounds hot. I agree. Looking at other teams is good. Learning from other teams is good. I like what all three teams do here. I don't like what ENCE does here at all. ENCE is like the last team to arrive, and they still want to send it. And then they're also not happy with keeping the yellows. That's just like a fuck up, I think. Like, You've just seen 3 teams send it in front of you, or two teams at least. And look at this. All free. That's troll. Ents doesn't often troll, so we can call it out when they do. NLT is like way more chill. NLT comes into an edge where a lot of teams would just, I feel like, die or lose players, but they just manage somehow because Zavim doesn't really do anything, and Sheesh has one guy here that leaves. But they're happy to take edge here and chill. They're not going crazy. They're not, you know, they're not sending it into this wizard tower or some shit. They're just chilling on their edge. Question Mark does this a lot, where they just leapfrog the edge like this. And then they can also leapfrog here if they want to. But I think Polish Power beats them to it, so Dante gets a free kill here. Who's dead for Polish Power? Yeah, this is why you don't pick Kapi, guys. Not a good fantasy pick. Chilling Edge works for both of them, I think. This is hard to play for Northern Knights because you've got teams on both sides, but if you actually look, they have lots of space above them that they cannot know about. But they have lots of info on this southern side. Yeah. Or bet on Marshallek with channel points. Now, this is the circle where all of these teams are sad about what they just did, I feel like. First dead every PUBG game. Are you winning? Hell yeah, bro. I'm popping off. And that's why I feel like this rotation, I feel like it looked garbage until 10 seconds ago. You're like, NLT is between 2 teams, right? The Wizard Tower only sees like this area. They see like some parts of this. Looks terrible, right? And now you're like, holy shit, I'm happy that I didn't fucking send it somewhere on the south side where everyone else is playing. And I think the Wizard sees the compound, right? I don't think it has like direct line of sight, but they could definitely have a good idea that the compound's free. I would even consider going back to the compound and playing up here if I'm NLT. Krunio's hot boiled. Krunio is risky too. All of Polish Power is risky, in my opinion, because they have tournaments where they pop off and they have tournaments where they do anything. Both Krunio, Kapi, Norkiz have all had tournaments where they have really underperformed and have really overperformed. And Marsalek has died a lot early in some tournaments and not at all two. And not at all in others. 2 players in the upper thing. Which is crashable, but do you need to? You could. I just feel like, don't get me wrong, I think playing into the south from here is good, or into the east, but playing up north is hard because you just don't know, right? That's just language barrier, I guess. It's just you know, hot-minded guy. You just don't know if someone's up here or in here, right? From the bottom. And I feel like none of these lines are that great to play up. So I would prefer come in from this side. Great spectator player? Yeah, 100%. Ends kind of just dies here. The Wu actually backfill this, which I think is good scouting. If they've seen it, which I think they did. That's really good backfill. How far it's going to get you, I don't know. But I think we'll look at this later because I feel like there's going to be another circle where they kind of troll a little bit. Question Mark is probably going to pull up a rock here at the bottom. Look at this zone, guys. Look at this. That is wild. All free. And Cheese does what I said for Northern Lights. They just walk up. Slowly, safely, really, really quietly. Question mark have to pull up a rock and they die. Oh no, this is not the game. Okay. There's another game where I thought someone trolled, but it's not this game. All these teams are like tearing each other apart on the south and east edge. Because they all flew in early. And now Northern Lights almost gets 4v2'd. Sheesh. 1KS. Global army cracked. What's up, Squeaky? Wu picks up a few kills here. You can't really expect more than this. There's too many teams. What up, Besto? How you doing, man? Are you still here, Nixie? Yeah, I think now this line is good. I guess it kind of works, right? It's not that bad to play up from these flat tops. What a great emote, guys. I guess it's not that bad to play up from here. It's just, I feel like you should have people here. IMO. What's up, Food Spoon? I had an interview with Besto, Nixie, and he was like, oh, we have 3 insane players and Nixie. I laughed pretty hard. It was fun. We have 3 insane, experienced players and Nixie. How do I have 5 of your emotes without being subbed? It's follower emotes. You know, Jimbo, if you're not like a greedy sellout streamer, you can give your followers free emotes to use. Miska, thanks for the follow. Rido Pill as well. The fact that Lou gets second here is super cracked. He should never kill that many people. He kills like way too many of these guys. I have no salary. I need my money, bro. Bro, don't talk to me about money. Skyzy, thanks for the follow as well. I think you're doing just fine, Jimbo. You need an interview with Batu? There's definitely some. What's up, Charming Demigod? GG's the other day. I thought about putting you on Twitter. I thought about uploading that clip. In about 3 months, I'm broke. Jesus Christ. You need to get a smaller apartment. Move to Poland, Dimbo. Listen to Marcelek. This is pretty wild from Ents. Polish power James. This is pretty crazy. I think this is also kind of crazy. I'm not sure what happened here. We'll go back and watch that in a second. But yeah, that's pretty rough. What happened to Batulans? He doesn't even... Okay. That's a real PO play right there. Like, he's looting this, bro. No interview for Batulans. No. That's some honey badger shit. That is some budget PO. I really like this from Ents. Wu go kind of crazy here. Question mark do the same as always. What's up, Sasha? What's going on here? Talk to me. Hey. No Russian. No Ruski. What's going on here? This game is wild. Translate it in Google? No, you do. Alright, I'll translate once. And if it's bad, you get banned. I didn't understand. Fucking budget PO. Yes. This is my stream. You're not even sub, Nixie, alright? You're probably not even using my creator code. Tough times for you. What is happening? Alright. Fuck me. I mean, I'm not gonna try and figure out what MTB is doing. Your teammates Evie and Quizzy. Yeah, fuck that guy, right? I think it's wild that MTB fights this. It's a shame you could lose a player for it. What? A doozy? My man's ready for the North Shift. Thanks for the sub, Ali. I appreciate it. A doozy is ready for this. Hell yeah, bro. I love it. And then you don't take it. But you don't like my move? I just didn't understand. I didn't say I liked it. Or I didn't like it. I was like, what is going on? Also, why do you take the boat and then you don't use it? Alright, guys. It's time to camp this boat next circle, yeah? This is the boat that a doozy picks. You can maybe swim behind it. Pretty good. Ents is super normal gameplay, yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, they haven't heard Polish Power leave or seen them leave when they leave the boat, James. Right? Look at the timings. This is when they leave the boat. There's 4 of Polish Power camping. And now Polish Power leave, or Expendables, sorry. I guess they were going back to the boat and then they realized it's free. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. No, they take the vote if it hardships to Severny. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. That's pretty solid. I agree. That's good. Thanks for the sub, Demigod. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. They went back to it. So they left the boat and went back to it. I just didn't see them going back to it. I would be the best IGL. The problem is, Nixie, when you're looking at Twire, everyone thinks they're the best IGL. We've seen that boat rotation before. I've seen a lot of crazy rotations before. Ents is still super vibing. Did Wu lose another player? Did Nixie int? Nixie. Oh, you're just in the car. You're just hidden. Okay. This is rough for the Wu. Why doesn't Yaz take boat in this circle? See, Nixie, this is why you'd be a good IGL. You're not copying strats. You're making up new ones. Imagine this rotation, dude. It's so free, right? Jesus. This is tough for the Wu, but now it's doable. If you have the clip, you can send it to me. Why do you want it? It's not that good. I just kill a few people with M4. It's not even like clean or anything. That's why I didn't want to tweet it. Yeah, Aduzi. I realize now. This is tough for Wu. They have so many people in that way. They have space up here, but they obviously don't know that. And I rate this. I like this. I think this is good. But I want to look at why Batulins is in the north and what he's doing. So he goes to loot more in Saverni. The rest of Northern Lights goes north. Northern Lights, 3 points. Puntos gratis. He gets lots of info here and stuff. I guess he's just trying to use the northern space, you know? Because he knows from the plane path. He knows that there will be lots free in the north. So he's just trying to use that early. I think it's really risky. Because you see what ends splits, right? Like, you could easily drive into one of them and die, or like, drive, maybe, you know, you drive close to Scav, he calls you out, Nuki's shooting range or something. Anyways, this is more important, yes? How many organizations stopped? Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of them. Don't push me, thanks for the follow. I'm surprised Tiggleton didn't invent shotgun streams. The more I watch NA, the more Tiggleton has invented. Why does no one care about NA OGs? I care about NA OGs, but a lot of the chat is EU and I'm EU, so obviously we care more about EU. Yeah, I think this is pretty cool from Batulins. M16 double barrel meta? Not really. Shotguns weren't really meta in first person. They were meta in third person, I feel like. You would just... I think it kind of bounced around. No one cares about any. Between the ARs, right? Like they made the M4 insane and then they made it complete garbage and then they made it insane again. I remember this. Yeah, but... God damn, I can't roast anyone. They're always lurking. Double M4 meta? Exactly. It was meta for a long time. There was a time where UMP became meta. That was wild. When the UMP just had 0 recoil. That was pretty crazy. That was when I was playing with Faye still. Pretty much standard what NLT does here, I feel like. Playing into this dip. Playing it slow. UMP was the most annoying meta? Yeah. I don't think so. I think the current like shotguns are the worst meta that has ever existed. I'll say it. Ali 86 in team today. Nice. It's kind of a nice salvage from Wu. I'm not sure how their early game went so badly. But they just couldn't find like space on their edge. Ents and Northern Lights play this super solid. Ents is basically just playing for survivals, like laying as low as they can. Vector used to be 45. And then the UMP used to be 9 mil and is now 45. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Oh shit. I think the late game is not super interesting here. Northern Lights is just sweeping the field for kills. Ents know that there's a solo here. So they crash the dip and they play out of the dip. It's nothing super crazy happening here. Tell me that the game is improving in terms of balance. TG barrel meta was pretty fucking dumb. I think I'm pretty happy that the barrel is not broken anymore. Barrel with M4 recoil was not good. Yeah, I think nothing is super interesting here. Ents take a pretty good fight with FaZe here. They don't have that good cover, but they still manage to make it work. And they trade out Scav for Fex. Question mark kind of get wrecked here. I feel like they could have played a better game, but they kind of don't manage to. And everything else is like pretty solid, pretty standard, in my opinion. I don't know if they just lacked util or something. But I feel like from this position with this ridge, 4-man up, question mark could have had a good chance of winning the game. But then they just kind of end up proning here, doing nothing. And losing a player here. A doozy. It's really late. They lose Phil first here. And they just get like wrecked completely. But I think it's just people getting knocked, pretty much. It's just like overstepping, losing fights. What the hell just happened? I want to look at Wu early game really quick. To remember what happened to them. Oh, they had this crash and they went down to 3. Yeah, okay. And now they come in on an eastern edge. Where they can't really manage to find a lot of space. I'm not sure what play you have, really. I think running at Spyro in the blue is like a little bit dodgy, but it works. Spyro is probably shooting DMR or something. That's how they know. I think there's some merit to playing up from here on foot and playing into this ridge line. Instead of sending around. But I can see both being a thing. None of them is great. None of them is fantastic. Right. I'm trying to speed through this. But it's hard. I think I shouldn't have opened that clip because now I just want to watch 27 PUBG. What am I doing? Woo. Lack of info? Yeah, but they have a lot of info from Spyro's position. I think their rotation is not bad. At all. I think going into town is not that bad. You just want to, you're 3-man up, you don't have a good spot, you have a lot of teams around you. You're taking a rotation into town where you will manage to get a fight and probably get a few kills at least. So I don't mind that at all. Damn, EB's early. Did you try and get crashed? Dulans? Is there a reason you're 4 guys on the south? You trying out something? I think this is a bit too safe from Ents. I think you should have someone overlooking the east, probably. I guess there's a reason. Oh, okay, I guess. I think you could have easily have a guy here. If you're really greedy, you can have a guy here. Hard to say why. Okay. Who's crashing this? What MEA team crashes this circle one? Stardust. That'd be my guess. No one even dares to touch school. All free. It's pretty wild. I agree. I mean, I should... This is the more important stuff. The dog shacks and the yellows are free as well. I think Ents could have been a little bit more greedy here. What is Wu doing here? I like where you end up. I'm not sure why you would want to go here. I guess you're expecting a lot of free space. But like, I feel like you can kind of just scout your way in, no? Oh my god, die bots are... Nine minutes 40, guys. That would have hurt. Oof. That's rough for the fantasy boys. I mean, this is now really, really good for Wu. This shift is crazy. SNG top. Let's go. Again, I feel like Ents could be a little bit more flexed out to the east, especially this, to have all this information. I think it's pretty good. LT22. Question mark far edge. EAQ is so smart. All right, now you know the circle goes south. Ents has a play like into this, or just play below it into this. I feel like you can always make this play as a North team and have like a reasonable result. Question mark is way harder, but they'll have to probably fight for this, I would expect. Two teams fly into apps. What? Okay. I didn't see this. Is this better than this? I guess it could be, yeah. That looks weird. This is crazy throw from question mark. I never thought about doing this, but I feel like... I don't know. It's close, isn't it? I feel like both can work. I would have definitely thought that the question mark play is take edge. I'd like this. I think it's a bit crazy you don't lose anyone. Or you do. Yeah. I think it's good that you go here and not here. I don't know. I feel like this can work as well. But you end up here with 3, that's fine. This drawing feature, man. So circle could have easily come here as well. And then you'd be a little bit sad. But this is still way more playable than the shack. So I like it. What's up, Paints? Is there a reason, Aduzi, that you didn't try to do this and just control this area? And yeah, this is the ends play we talked about. They can like come into this for free. Phase wrap is wild, by the way. Look at this. Not a single bullet has been shot at them until they're here. This could have been a play for question mark. Yep. You're gonna use players from Sheesh? Yeah. I just think, like, obviously the one reason to do this is because you think that these guys will kill less, right, than this and this. But I also think a lot of the times these teams are kind of split, right? They have both of the dog shacks. They maybe still have a guy up here or up here. And then if you're driving 4-man close together, you can even drive by them, I feel like. But yeah, look at what FaZe does here, right? That's what it makes it look very doable. Big gusto. Yeah. Do we eat here easy grenade? And yeah, this is, I mean, Ents can't do anything about this. They have Heroic backfilling them. And she was busy with that fight. That's why FaZe is doing it. You might be right, but I think that they're planning this before. They're already driving down here to Gustav. And they're already going. Maybe they realize that there's bystanders doing the same thing. But I think they were planning to do exactly this. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Why Ends not move with blue zone hitting? Because someone could take it away from the south. Right? You have, if you're up here, you have no clue what's happening in this part of the map. So they probably want to control it. Who? I mean, this team can flex out. There could be 2 teams here. There could be someone wrapping in. I think that's okay. I think that's good. Like exactly this, for example, right? Like what if this happens a minute earlier? What if the Dog Shack team realizes, hey, we wanna do this? I think that's reasonable, to be fair. But yeah, you could think about leaving a guy here, I think. Team from North should be easy kills. You get the free kill on the entry, you get another one. And now Corexi just dominates. I think, Scav, you could think about... You know about this guy, right? Which is a bit of a problem. I don't know how... You don't know about a heroic at all. But I feel like you could leave a guy up here. Just to overlook, right? As soon as you have people here. I think that's reasonable. I think that's a good idea. And then that guy could, for example, he could call the crash. Could maybe even shoot them in the back or something. Or just leave. But obviously, as soon as phase fly in here, there's nothing more to be done. Really, this is over. There is the Sheesh Send. Instantly lose a player to Northern Lights. I don't know about this with a team still in the compound. Can that ever work? I feel like you're just dead here. I don't like that at all. Question mark, get some kills. Northern Lights are still chilling. The Wu crashed school because they don't really have another play. Is there any other play for the Wu? The one play I can see is follow Polish power. But none of it is great. You could hope someone crashes school and then you re-crash on the other side. I think that's a pretty good idea. Chilling here to see if Sheesh go into school or if one of the apartment teams goes into school. Seems like a really good play for Wu. But no one does it. Which is just unlucky. I think they played that right, to be honest. Question mark, fight phase. I think they win this. Now they have space. They can clean up. They can take space. Another crash. Euphasa. Wait, it's actually not Euphasa. I've been saying your name wrong for years. What's up, man? It's Euphasa. How do I pronounce that? How you doing? Yeah, I mean, Lou is massive this game. Northern Lights are chilling in school. Question mark is playing West Side. I think there's not a whole lot to be said about this. The late game was crazy. The A is kind of trolling here, I think, by giving up so much space. Ganske, thanks for the follow. Batulans is waiting for them. But I'm not sure how... Oh, that's rough. I guess like Northern Lights want a little bit more of school, you know? They don't want the circle to leave them and then they have nothing of school. Yeah, exactly, Tim. I'm trolling. I thought this was phase 7. This is phase 8. I think Batulans is griefing. Why are you here when the star's here? Like, no, I don't think I like that at all. I can understand sort of like anchoring school, but why wouldn't you be closer to your team? If you're like here, for example, you can vault out. Or if you're here, you can vault out. If you get pushed too hard, you vault out, you get covered. What happened, Sasha? Did you get stuck? I think Spyro and Perfectix are both top floor, right? So they don't really know what Howl is doing. So you don't know if Howl has angles on this. But yeah. Now it's a free game for question mark. Until Perfecto happens. It's Perfectix with the shotgun, no? Yeah. Stucked. Happens. Happens to the best of us. This is a crazy game for ends. I think this is wild. I'll be fast with it. Water treatment circle. Pretty good for a lot of the teams. Bystanders have a solid split. Two, pretty nice. Polish Power, 2-2, pretty nice. Sheesh, pretty greedy, but nice. MTB, first circle, full fly-in on the Bystanders. And everyone else in the lobby is just like, what? This is the one thing that I wish I would realize while I'm casting, because that'd be so cool to notice. That's the Cruise team and the Azahar team fighting in Circle 1. What does that mean? This part of the map is completely open. And Ents can take whatever the fuck they want. It's so free. Look how much space they're controlling. Crazy. With 14 teams alive. Because another team 4-man crashes Spyro. And just gets fully clapped. It's wild. Wu coming late southeast. Northern Knights are happy. They've got mountains. They've got space. Look at this amount of space too. It's wild. I think this is gonna be the biggest difference from groups to finals. You're gonna get space and you're gonna be able to make your plays, but not like this, right? You have 14 teams on the map, and you have a team that controls 25%, and then you have another team that maybe controls 15% or something. It's crazy. Look at the space that the rest of the map is in. Question mark is not taking this. I thought they really would. I would if I were them. So like this is all free, but this is where literally everyone is. Right? And no one else is in the rest of the map. It's crazy. I think Ents could put a player here on this hill. Get a little bit more information. I think I would have to remove one mountain. It has to be this or this. I think I would remove this one, the second one. Because it locks up this part of the map so much, I feel like. I feel like there's still plays to be made around this. It probably has to be this. I think that's probably the best mountain. I don't know. You have to ask Batulans what his favorite mountain is, and then you have to delete that one. Simple. Picard one? Yeah. I think, if we're being fair, this is probably the best one. Ents plays this super slow here. They get a shift against them, but they're kind of chilling. I really like this from the Wu, getting the information. They could probably even split out a little bit more. I feel like that's really easy to say, right? It's really easy to say that teams should realize how much space they have around them, but Wu is coming from that space, right? They are coming from the north. They know that no one's there, right? So why not like have someone stay for a bit or go back a bit? Why not like maybe move someone up here? And if a team flies in, right, and this is no longer playable, he can come back. But he's got info so far. Between El Pozo and Power Grid. This one. Yeah, because you never play it. Too hard to climb up from Picado to Power Grid circles? Yeah. Maybe. I agree. But if this mountain wasn't here, I would have the Power Grid rats shoot me so much quicker when I am in my Picado hot drop. So we can't delete it. Can't happen. Again, look at this, right? NLT have killed Savim, who completely griefed this game. And then they just rotate into a phase 2 where they have 25% of the map for themselves. It's just crazy. I don't like this from Howl at all. This game was nice. But Tolan is just like listening to music, you know. Driving around in a car. Polish Power fly into team. Kill the team, but also lose 2. Northern Knights very happy about this. Lou knows that Stardust is coming here. Big chillin', yeah. Okay, this is also a doozy. I'm sorry. It feels like I'm hating on question mark, right? I'm really not. Why don't you play here? Why do you send like 3 seconds before circle pop, right? You could be here and wait for circle pop. And instead this happens. I think that's not good. I think that's not a good rotation at all. Like, it's not like this is a winning spot. Wrong decision? Yeah, I agree. It's not like this is a winning spot, but this is fine. And especially, like, you're actually just like 10 seconds, 5 seconds away from circle pop. Wasn't it obvious circle will go north? Goes away from this. Goes away from this. Right? Question mark? No pun intended. But yeah, I think it doesn't matter where circle goes, Scav. I think you just wait the 5 seconds here. Right? Always. You can put one guy on this ridge right now to look south. But you never send it past. In my opinion. And then this is obviously, this just falls apart. FaZe is happy though. The Wu got Minas for free because Howl grouped. What's up, Killer? Perfectix is still here, which is crazy. He's like hoping for a free kill or something. But then Stardust comes, so I think that's where he leaves? No. Yeah, you can just tell, you know, Northern Lights are chilling. They don't have to do anything. They can just look at the teams around them, try to get some kills, and then play in really late. And this is like, I don't think it gets any freer than this, right? If you have a guy up here, a guy here, and 2 guys here, these kills are so free. Lou comes down a bit. He can still look. Perfectix gets up close. Spyro pulls up the other side. You can bounce the attention between each other. You can nade. That's full troll. How do you lose a player? I did not expect you to lose a player there. Perfectix fucked up. Yep. Happens. Happens. I just love how I was explaining how free the kills are and then someone dies for them. We'll have to deal with bystanders here, which is pretty annoying for them. They do it super cleanly until the end here. I think, is it EB who gets flushed? Is it Nixie? Yeah. Nixie fucked up. It's super clean until the very end, I think. You just can't get knocked in the blue there, I think. Again, happens. Now I thought this was playable, but we'll get completely destroyed here. And I've seen Entropic die at this spot 4 times, I feel like. So I'm not sure what's better. I think there's a dip here. That could have been an idea. Maybe this is just playable and they played it wrong, which also happens, something you learn from. But I think there could have been a way to at least stay alive a little bit longer. You're never going to have a great game, I think, if you're the Wu there. And again, you know? Take notes. Not a lot of space. You know this is free. You know that the Wu died there. So you go, you take the angle, you take some util maybe, take some loot, right? And now suddenly this is a super easy push. There's the first knock, there's the flush, Lu pulls up, he's got support from Spyro. Gets knocked, Kova pushes out. This actually gets really awkward because RFI flex out for kills here. This would have been super free for Northern Knights otherwise. This makes it hard, but Spyro is so cracked that it doesn't matter. He just kills both here. And then I think phase drive past and he kills one. And he kills RFI. He's just literally killing everyone. It's crazy. That was a wild game. Ents meanwhile have chilled the entire game and done nothing. And now Sheesh griefs the game. They have 4 man and 2 of them chill up here and 2 of them push this. And take a 3v2 and lose it. Instead of being 4 man up here. Or trying to focus on these teams and grab more kills here. I think that could have been super like reasonable. Having, if Sheesh maybe have a player here and then 3 players trying to focus on this and this, they probably just win the game. Yanni is just like a little bit overzealous here. He goes so far to try and get these kills. And now they went from a 4v3 to a 2v3. And they lose the game. Look back at ends and you realize that you don't have to do crazy things to win a PUBG game, right? They get gifted a huge amount of space in Circle 1. Then Circle 2 comes around. All that space is gone. They play their edge. Phase 3 comes around. And you'll see that, once again, all their space is gone. They make a send. And all they do is survive in their little terrible position, right? Not terrible, but not great. All they do is just chill. And win the last fight. It can be that simple sometimes. The next game is that simple again, but only for Ents. For everyone else in the lobby, it's not that simple. What did I do? Ents, question mark, Mullen Knights, Wu. I always forget the Wu. Lost Leona circle again. So obviously we're going to look at the Wu, how they play it. They play it much more west this time because it's a more western circle. It makes sense. They want to have access when the circle goes out of loss. I think these kind of splits get awkward really quick as well. Because people pull up to buildings close to you and it's very easy to like lose control over what's happening. Of course. Well, Knights are sort of like poking at this compound a little bit, seeing if they can get anything. Question mark come in from where they like to come in. And now look at ends, right? Nobody in their way. Nobody anywhere in their way. Still nobody. Still nobody. Still nobody. Still nobody. We're now in phase 3. They haven't shot at an enemy yet. We are now in phase 4 and they have shot some bullets, but it's so free. And this is kind of weird as well. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Hiruzen. I'll talk about that in a second. This was like a weird standoff with Heroic. I would have expected Heroic to instantly go deeper. To go deeper into town when this happens, right? But I think the Twire is bugged here as well. The bystanders, I think they're in this building and in this building or something. But they're not where they are on the map here. So I would have expected Heroic to leave this. They don't. And Ents is like, okay, well then we chill. And we get this for free. And there's nobody around us, right? They're like looking for people. They're like clearing buildings. They're clearing buildings. Nobody's anywhere. Nobody. Nowhere. And they're like, okay, we'll take the next thing too, right? We'll take the next thing as well. They get this for free as well. It's crazy. Yeah, makes sense. Scav. I didn't say it doesn't make sense from inside of POV. I just thought Heroic would leave when people pull up on them because Heroic have free space on their northwest, right? But there was no good reason for them to leave, I guess. This was also wild. I think Scav is on top here. And Item does this. Look at, have an eye on Item. Here. He just runs out of there and runs below Ents. And it's like, what's happening? What's going on? No damage, no kill point. All right. I think we'll talk about this whole game. But I think what people need to realize is if you know the circle is going loss, it doesn't 100% mean you have to be in loss, right? Being here or being here, and sometimes, almost never, I think, but maybe sometimes being here is fine too. Because of the info you get and the space you get. All right, let's go back up a little bit. Wu this time, 4-man together in the center, ready for a lost circle. Question mark take the hill, which I think is really good for them. But again, for question mark, I feel like there's a guy on the stairs. I was so confused because I was there. Yeah. So he was like below you on the stairs or something. Yeah. I think you can leave a guy here. To be honest, if you're Wu, you leave a guy, if you're a question mark, you leave a guy here, right? I think that would be fine. But I think they just want to go as deep as they can, but they don't, so I guess not. I don't know. I feel like it's worth keeping a guy here. And then, yeah, I don't know. Northern Lights coming in the north. Pretty free. Have to fight Howl now. This is not great because you're in between two teams, right? You've got a team in front of you. And now in this circle, I think you want to either be here or you want to be here, right? I feel like this always, because if circle goes close to this side, then you die to these two positions around you. So this is a power position. This is a power position, right? So I think this is completely open, of course, so you're dead here. But if you're in this, you're pinched between two power positions. So even if circle comes to you, it's often very hard, I would say. Exponential gifted us? Yeah, they just left everything. That's why I'm saying you didn't have to fight anyone this game, because everyone just left. I think going here is not worth at all. They're in this, I think. It's not worth at all. I think what happened to Exponential here is probably they remembered, holy, I have seen 17 games end here. It has to end here, right? That happens a lot to PUBG players. And a lot of times it works because the circle algorithm is a little bit broken. But a lot of the times it's not as broken as people think it is. So they end up just giving it away when they could have played a winning game from here. And now this is still up in the air, I feel like, because Question Mark and you should fight each other here, I think. At some point. You guys are trying to... Ents is trying to take kills in the north. Question Mark is just trying to hold their edge. This is wild. Who is actually... EB is crossing with Quizzy to the south. And then EB goes back. That's crazy. That works and doesn't get punished. There's probably tons of smokes going off and stuff, yeah. But it's still wild that that works. And now everyone knows, okay, it ends here. Item kind of griefs it. Scarf kind of griefs. This is so bugged, right? Like, you're still on top here. You only go down really late, right? This whole gameplay is still on top, at least. And I think you need the woo from here and stuff. And this is another late game that feels like it could have been maybe won by Question Mark, but it wasn't. Didn't shoot a whole bullet the game and overextended. Unlucky. Those are the worst games. You get punished for the first thing you do. This is another game that, in theory, Question Mark could win, but I think that the top hill, the top concrete position is really strong for Ents. And late games, we can't really look at Twire because it's so bugged. Alright, last game. This is where the Woo Dream comes in. It's so hard as well, Scarf, I feel like, because you haven't shot a bullet all game, so you're not warmed up. So sometimes you can whiff because you haven't shot a bullet all game, and sometimes you just overextend and die because you wanna start doing things. It's hard. For me, like personally, like mentality-wise, that was always like the hardest. When you're just sitting in a compound forever or you're rotating forever and then you have to take a fight when you're just not ready for it. I used to always get shit on. Graveyard Circle. Woo come out of loss. I raid this. Not bad. Northern Knights happy again. Sitting on their mountains. Question Mark go way deeper this time. Way, way deeper than we saw them go last time. Last time, Question Mark just stayed, like, up here. This time, they're much deeper in. Game with Tigleton yesterday, GG's. I think it was before yesterday, right? Yeah. That was pretty nice game. And then, this is Ents, again, similar spot. Question Mark is way deeper. Ents don't have nearly the same space, because bystanders are here. DA are here this time. It's way more crowded, but this time they get the zone. Looks like me playing Rainbow Six, yeah. And I asked Squeaky what he's doing here, because I watched this game and I thought, what does this compound give you? And the answer is probably nothing. Because every north circle you can play out of here. And he said, yeah, his last game I was trolling. I was like, okay. I think if you're Ents, you should probably have a guy here. Again. Just to have info on what happens on the east. And he can always pull back and come into compound. And also, the way that this compound gets crashed a lot, I feel like is from the road. And then they crash here. So the guy here actually has a good has a reasonable angle on that to help. Who do the same thing, come in late, scout their way in. We were trolling, yeah. Makes sense. If I'm Wu here, I'd probably leave a guy on the mountaintop, I think. And then move further north. I'll crash sheesh. That's another thing, right? You see the kill feed. You know Howl and Sheesh are fighting in this compound. That means the Hacienda team is fighting the Minas team, right? In there. Which gives you like an almost guarantee that this edge, this side should be pretty free. Even a better reason to put a guy on this mountain. This is maybe a little bit late to realize this, right? But it would have been cool if they had a guy up here, I think. Question mark is mega chilling. They get another gift. Because right now you'd be really happy to have this guy. For all of this info, right? It's so ironic. This is the bystanders. They got 5th place. This is Wu, they got 4th place. If bystanders stay here, there's probably a good chance that the Wu doesn't have a good game and the bystanders qualify. But they have to, they don't know that this is going to be the team. They also know that Heroic is 6th, right? So they know they have to play a good game themselves. And the send completely makes sense here, I think. I think that's solid. It's just ironic, because if they would have stayed here, they could have maybe fucked up the Wu and griefed them a little bit. Ents is super chill in here. Fropsy, thanks for the follow. Ents is super fine here. Wu goes to the dip, which I thought was really bad. But it ends up working out really well. And this is big, by the way. This is the bystanders. Hearing Heroic in the kill feed. Here. Oh, Twire, please. They hear Heroic in the kill feed here in a second. And they know they have to beat Heroic to make it to finals. So they go in third party Hacienda. They push in and they hold the edge on Hacienda because they see the zone, right? They know everyone has to come to them. And they know they can hold the stairway here and the courtyard easily. So now Heroic comes in and get instantly cleaned up by the bystanders. Big play, massive play. Now the only thing they have to worry about is the Wu. Yeah, well. Okay, get ready for a big play. DA, send it here. Instead of killing Ents first or forcing Ents to go in front of them, they fully end their game and send it to these hay bales and give Ents a pretty good shot at this to actually make it in here and have like a survivable position. I think if Howl doesn't destroy Ents here on the pull-ups, they can peek over a lot and do a lot of damage. Then Ents could be like 3 to 4 people up here and could actually kill the Wu. But Howl has a guy on the roof here and a guy on the ridge, and they both do a lot of damage. So in the end, this becomes a 4v2, which makes this doable for Wu. And now they have a good position to be playing out of. 4v2 for question mark and Northern Lights. Wait, how did they lose so many players? They lose 2 to nail pop? Oh shit, they do. Damn. Yeah, that makes it even freer because now Northern Knights can't win the compound and the Wu can just win the game. They also do something here, the Wu, that I think is really underrated in the last game of the tournament, or the last game of the groups and whatever. And it's just playing extremely slow. Because so many teams are going to fight, so many teams are going to kill each other. There's already 13 teams, right? It's going to become less and less. You play slow, you play your edge. You have teams that don't care anymore and just grief, and you have teams that have to make like big plays, like the Bystanders. So you'll get space on the edge almost every time. That was part 2 of Group B. That means we're done with the groups. If you want to watch Group A, you can find that on my Twitch channel because of some copyright issues. I couldn't upload it to YouTube. Hope everyone enjoyed. I'll see if I can implement Twitch chat for the next one so you can see what I'm reacting to. Maybe that makes the content a little bit better. I'm happy about any feedback I can get. And thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe because there will be more of this content if you enjoy it. And I'll see you guys very soon.